Okay, folks, it looks like we are live. Listen, I want to welcome everybody here today to this webinar. My name is James Ward, and I definitely appreciate you taking the time to come out and join us. Now, you are here today for the 30 days to 10K, and I want to talk just a little bit about what we're going to be doing in this program, how it's going to benefit you. And, I want to start with, it doesn't matter what business you're with, okay? It doesn't matter how you're marketing your business, whether it be online, offline. The principles that we're going to be talking about throughout this entire 30-day process is something that's literally going to be able to take you by the hand. And if you'll commit to implementing it, I know for a fact it's going to take your business to a level that you didn't even think was possible. Now, most likely, if I had to guess right now, you are struggling with your business. Now, that is a pretty big assumption, since there could be several people watching this, right? But the reality is most people out there are struggling to make it online, or struggling with their internet marketing business or their network marketing business. And, you've probably been on several calls. You've probably tried every single thing that you possibly can. Maybe you're like me, you spent tens of thousands of dollars on marketing. You went out there, you're working, hours on hours a day, or maybe you're on the other side of it and you're not working enough, right? Or you're doing the wrong activities. And all those things combined can contribute to your struggle. But I've been there, whether you believe it or not, I have been there. And I see so many times in this industry where people are absolutely just, they're struggling. They can't seem to figure it out. And oftentimes they're relying on other people. And what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to show you a way that if you decide to take a true commitment towards this, right? If you truly commit to what I'm going to tell you, you're going to be able to take your business to the next level. Now, you might be saying, well, what makes you think that you can tell me how to do that? So what I want to do here is I want to tell you a little bit about my story so you truly understand where I'm coming from and why it can benefit you to listen to what I have to say that can take your business to where it needs to go, okay? So most likely you didn't realize this, but I managed money for a living for a really long time, over a decade. That means that I was a stockbroker. I did stocks, bonds, mutual funds, insurance, you name it. I went out there and I managed people's money. And, there was a point in time early on in my career even that I just didn't feel satisfied, right? There was something missing out there. The money was fine. I don't have one of those stories where I was, homeless and everything, and it took that to get me to where I'm at. I don't have that story, okay? But what I do have is I have a story of not being happy where I was at and wanting to get out of that rat race, wanting to get into a position that I could truly take control of my life. And I was sitting there one afternoon at the firm that I worked with, which was a top Wall Street firm. And I had a guy stop by my office who I used to work with at a bank. And he said, hey, James, he's like, you're not going to believe this. He's like, Brandon, he quit. He quit his job. He just walked away from his job. And I was like, really? I was like, well, what's he doing? And he's like, I don't know. He's doing some home-based business thing. It's something crazy. He's just insane. This guy was going on and on about what a stupid decision it was for Brandon, to actually make that decision to move on. Well, as soon as this guy left my office, I picked up the phone and called Brandon, right? I didn't let this guy know that I had a little bit of crazy in me as well. But at the same time, I wanted to know what Brandon was doing. And that's how I got my start in this business. It wasn't by Brandon. I actually ended up joining another company. But when I did that, it was so exciting. I paid that money. I was excited to get rolling. And, I was committed. I told my wife, I'm going to do anything that I possibly can to make this work, because I want to be able to have control of my own life. I want to have control of our own finances. I want to be able to create all those things that give me the freedom that I want. And I'm going to do it for us. And I was truly, truly, truly committed to that. But here's the deal. I had a roadmap. I truly did. Just like we're giving you a roadmap today, I had a roadmap that was supposed to produce me $50,000 in 6 months every month. And that was the roadmap. And, I felt like I did everything that I was supposed to do on that roadmap. And I committed. I'm telling you, I worked my butt off every single day. When I got home from my actual job, I got in there and I started producing. And when I say producing, I started picking up the phone. I started calling people, and I was doing everything that was required, at least what I thought was required. And I just kept spinning my wheels. I literally could not get any traction. And, I'd already told my wife, look, 6 months from now, if I can just put in 6 months of work, then what's going to happen is this. We're going to be making $50,000 a month. It's not going to be from my job. It's going to be from what I create, which allows us to do anything that we want to do. Well, take it 7 months in after that, and I've spent literally pretty much every single dime that we have. I've spent tens and tens of thousands of dollars on marketing. I've spent countless hours in my office missing things that were pretty important to my family that I just didn't get to participate in. And it was a tough time, right? And when you make decisions like that and you actually jump off of that ledge, which I guess is what it's considered, naysayers out there, you get a lot of people saying, hey, that's stupid, it never works for anyone, why would you put the time in, why would you do that? In my case, I had an awesome job. Why would you even spend any time doing these specific things? And I couldn't get it out of my mind that I had a pretty good amount of success in my business. I could not get it out of my mind that if the people that I saw having success in this industry were having success, that the same has to be out there for me. There has to be a way for me to be able to get through it. And I'm going to shorten this down here because I want to get to the point, okay? I was sitting there one night, and I was about a year into the business, and I was talking to this gentleman that ran Google Ads for me. At that point in time, Google Ads were huge, especially in this industry. And, literally, I was paying thousands of dollars every single month for this gentleman to run my Google Ads. I didn't have time to do it on my own because I was working, and it was a challenge. And I was sitting there, I was talking to him. And he worked for all the biggest producers in this entire industry. I promise you, if I name some of the names that he worked with, you would know exactly who they are even today. That's the type of names that we're talking about. And I would have to stay up till 1 a.m. to talk to this guy, okay? He was that busy that I'd have to wait till 1 a.m. to talk to him. And I would stay up, and I made friends with this guy because he was willing to talk to me after hours. And, I said to him, I was like, hey, man, I said, what are these people doing? What is it that they are doing that I'm not doing? I feel like I'm putting the money in. I've got my website, I've got all this stuff going. And he stopped me right there and said, hey, James, listen up. He said, when you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and you start worrying about yourself, that's when your business is going to take off, right? When you stop looking to the gurus for all the answers, when you stop replicating every single thing that they do and you take ownership of your own business, you're going to start attracting people to you because you have more gifts, you have more talents than most of the people that are having success in this industry. Now, I don't know about that, but at the same time, he was telling me to wake up, stop concentrating on what everybody else is doing and take responsibility for where I was at in my life. And where I was at is I was failing because I couldn't seem to break through because I was paying attention to everybody else's business but my own. You see, in this industry especially, there's so many shiny objects. I bet if I had to guess, a lot of you on this call here today that are watching this, you've been part of multiple companies, right? Maybe even 10 companies in a year. You are constantly looking at what the top people in this industry are doing, and you are bouncing from place to place to place, right? You're going from company to company, and every single time you go to that company, you think that this is going to be the one. And here I got some really eye-opening news for you, okay? It's not going to be the one until you make the decision, right? Oftentimes it's not the company. Oftentimes it's not the comp plan. And I can tell you almost 100% of the time it has nothing to do with the products as well. It has to do with the mindset that you're going into building your business. If I had to guess, most of you out there are watching this saying, well, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Maybe I have been in multiple companies. I don't know if you realize this, but the leader sets the pace. So if you're out there right now and you've bounced from company to company to company, and maybe you have one or two people that follow you into each and every company, and you're sitting there looking at the gurus to figure out what they're doing, most likely you're behind on your bills. Most likely you are trying to find a way right now to earn more income. That is why you are on this call right now. That's why you've taken the time to plug in here to find out maybe this is the time that is going to work for me. My goal here today is this. I want this to be a defining moment for you. I want these next 30 days to truly work for you. But here's what I know, and this is unfortunate, and this is just the reality of life. Most of you who are watching this right now, you will not do what I tell you to do. Most of you watching this right now, you will quit. You will quit before you even get through the first week. Most of you right now will sit there and tell me that you will do anything that you can possibly do for your family to make this work, except for the things that you're supposed to do. It's amazing. I've had the opportunity to speak in so many locations around the world in front of thousands of people. And I've had so many people come up to me and say, James, just tell me what I have to do to have success. Anything that you tell me, I'm going to do. and you tell those people what to do, and the same excuses come over and over and over again. If I had to guess, you can look at almost every part of your life and you make up reasons why you can't do what you need to do. You rationalize it to yourself, right? Because the stories that you tell yourself is the reality of your life. The only reason why you're not having success in your business, the only reason you're not having success in your marriage, the only reason you're not having success in your finances, the only reason why you don't have success in your health is because of the stories that you believe that you tell yourself. What I'm here to do today is I'm going to tell you the success formula that you need to take your business to the next level. That's what my commitment is to you. I'm going to give you the success formula. And over these next 30 days, we're going to work together. I'm going to take you by the hand. I'm going to show you the processes that I went through. I'm going to show you the struggles that I went through. I'm going to talk about the tens of thousands of dollars that I've spent getting to the point where I actually had the breakthrough in my business. What was it that got me there? It surely wasn't a company, I promise you that. It wasn't a product. It was a mindset that I had no other options. Now, if I ask you today, how many of you out there are married? I bet a lot of you would be married, right? Now, I'm assuming if you're married, you're not dating. Would that be a fair assumption? If you are married right now, my assumption is that you're not dating. Because when you made that commitment to your spouse, what happened is you committed to her or him or her, right? You committed to them, right? At that point in time, there was no other option for dating, right? You committed your life to them. You know, you will always have the must in your life. The things that you must have, you will be able to get. The things that you want is not always going to work out for you. You have to make having success in your business an absolute must. And I can tell you this, the thing that took me from where I was at to where I am today had 100% to do with the mind, right? It had to do with my mindset. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, I was the guy out there that if you tried to talk to me about mindset, if you tried to talk to me about self-improvement or educating myself or listening to anybody talk about any of that stuff, I was a guy that was too cool for school. I promise you that. I had no place in the world for that whatsoever. And I had a friend that actually tried to recruit me into, well, the biggest company out there. Okay, I'll put it that way. At the time, it was the biggest company out there. And he gave me some CDs and some tapes to listen to. And I was like, man, you know, I really don't have time. He's like, look, man, just plug it in while you're driving to work, whatever. Just take a listen to it and just see if it helps. Well, I got to tell you, once I started listening to this and once I started feeding my mind, all of a sudden I wanted more of it. Now, I never joined that company, right? But what I did join in is I joined in the ability to improve myself on a daily basis by making a commitment to the mindset that you absolutely have to have success in this industry. Period. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you out there, you've heard the goal setting. You've heard of you've got to be in the right mindset. You've heard a lot of this stuff. And what happens most of the time is you begin to discount it, right? You've heard it so often. You've heard so many people say that you got to set goals. You've heard so many people that you got to be in the right mindset. And it becomes so familiar to you that you absolutely discount it. Now, there's some of you that have had success out there. Maybe you made $20,000 one month, or maybe you even made 7 figures in 1 year, but you're in a place right now that you can't figure out how to break through to get to where you want to be, right? And oftentimes it goes back to the fundamentals. It goes back to the basics of being able to create the lifestyle that you want. And that starts with your mind, that starts with your goals, and it starts with all those things that so many of us absolutely take for granted out there. So here's what I want to do here today, okay? This session specifically, this is day 1 of day 30 of where we're going. And I talk about that success formula. I talk about being able to implement it for you. But before I even get to that, before I even give you what you need to be successful, I'm going to need a commitment from you, okay? And the commitment is this. You need to be committed to this 30-day process. Now, again, as I said, most of you will say yes today. It's an easy thing to commit to. It's 30 minutes to an hour every single day for 30 days. That's all you have to do is show up, right? You have to show up, and you're going to be given the things that allowed me to get to the point where I was at. You're going to be given that. You're not going to have to go through the same struggles, the same finance challenges that I had as far as putting my money out there. You're going to be able to get over some of that stuff. However, most of you out there will try to do it your own way. Most of you will look at this and say, hey, I don't really need to do what he said. What does that even mean? Because a lot of the training that we do, a lot of the principles that I'm going to give you are not going to make sense to you. They're going to be like, why are you doing that? Why are you showing me this? What does that even have to do with making money? You see, most of us out there, unfortunately, you're struggling so much financially that's the only thing that you can focus on are your struggles. I promise you this, if you're focused on your debt, if you're focused on your struggles, if you're focused on what your lack, that is what you're going to attract. I mean, think about this for a second, okay? When you start looking at people on your team, okay, let's say that you had a team of 5 people and you start looking at your team, and maybe you only have, out of those 5 people, maybe it's just you are the only one that's working, or maybe you have a team of 1,000 people and you can't figure out why no one's working. What is everybody doing? I mean, how are they not doing it? Oftentimes you're looking right in the mirror because you attract what you are. Folks, I want to encourage you today, okay? I want to encourage you to plug into what we are going to be doing here over the next 30 days because it's going to be life-changing to you and your family. If you commit to it, it's going to be life-changing. However, if you're one of those people out there that want to be rogue, right? If you're one of those people that want to do it on your own, if you're one of those people that just can't face the facts that it may not be the way that you're going is the way to have success in this industry, then just don't even show back up for day 2. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just straight telling you, don't even show up for day 2 because it's going to be a waste of your time. I'm looking for people who are absolutely committed to this process. I'm looking for people that I can take by the hand and you can be a success story, all right? And we're going to do this in a collective base where, we can touch thousands of lives. Thousands of people can be affected by this if they choose to plug into these trainings. But the majority of you, as I said, you'll be done. You'll be done by day 7. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just simply saying on day 7, when you quit, don't be shocked. But remember, these are going to be recorded. You can always come back day 8. You can always get back into this. It's completely fine. But I'm just saying this, if you ever wonder why you are struggling in this business, it has nothing to do with your skills. There are so many people that are so much more talented than I am in this industry. There's so many more people that have the ability to do so many different things on a computer than what I probably have to do. But I tell you what people won't do is they won't commit. And that's the deal. So here's what I want to end with here today. And I want to make sure that you know this. Day 1 of this was to tell you that we are going to design a success formula for you and your business. Now, it's a short period of time. For some of you, 30 days, you're like, my gosh, I want to do this in 7 days, right? I understand that. I was there. I was always looking to play forward. However, there's going to be a process set in place that you absolutely have to take a part of in order to have the type of success that you want. If you go forward, if you try to push forward too much, you're going to get it out of whack. You're going to be right back in the same place that you were. So here's what I want to do as we lead into tomorrow, into day 2. There's a couple assignments that I want you to absolutely do. Number 1, I want you to have a notebook, right? As I already said, I want you to have a pen, pencil, and a highlighter because we're going to be going over some stuff every single day that's going to be crucial to your success that you're going to want to write down, not type down, because most of you, if I had to guess, you're looking at Facebook right now, you're looking at Instagram, maybe you're on Snapchat, maybe you're tweeting someone, maybe you've got kids running around. I don't know what you got going on, but you need to clear your calendar at least for 1 hour a day or 30 minutes to 1 hour a day so you can plug into this training. This is going to be the difference between where you're at right now and where you want to be. And I said this in a video, I don't get caught up in 30K or 30 days to 10K. Some of you on here today, your goal may be 20K. Maybe you're already making 10K a week. I don't know, or a month. Who knows? Some of you on here, if I could show you how to make $1,000 in a month, it would drastically change your life. And the good news is this, the principles always remain the same, right? They will always remain the same. You will naturally grow as your business grows, but you have to grow first. You have to be the lead in your own business. It doesn't matter what the gurus are doing. It doesn't matter what the top producers are doing. It matters what you decide to be for your business. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is up to you. I can give you every tool that you need. Most of your companies can provide you the best products, the services, the comp plan, even marketing. They can give you everything you need, but guess what? It does not matter. The only thing that matters is you making a decision to take your business to the next level. So number 1, as I said, get that stuff ready for tomorrow. Number 2, I want you to make a commitment outside of this 30 minutes to an hour a day. You need at least 15 minutes a day that you can commit to either listening or reading. for the rest of the 30 days. You have to commit to that. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a list of things that you should be listening to or you should be reading. You know, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of reading. I mean, I will read, right? I know they say leaders read, and maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but I am a bigger fan of listening, right? And there's so much information out there that you can access for absolutely free that will set you free as well. If you will plug into it on a daily basis, if you will make a commitment to be consistent in your everyday process of growing your own mind, it will definitely grow your own business. Because see, here's what happens. As you grow as a person, you know what happens? You start to attract people that are better. You start to attract people that are playing on your level. You know, I bet if I had to guess again, when you're building your business, you go out there and you go after the low-hanging fruit. You go after the people that look up to you, the people that probably don't have two nickels to rub together, right? They're broke themselves, they're struggling themselves, their life is even worse than you, but guess what? They look up to you. Even though your life may not be where you need it to be, it's a little bit better than them. So every single time you go to a business, which you will hop around from business to business to business, blaming it on the company, and when you do that, you always call these people first. And guess what? They're doing the same thing. They're calling people that are even below them. Now, when I say below them, I'm not talking about, you know, oh, we think we're better than them. The truth is maybe your life is where they want their life to be. So you start attracting people. You start going after that low-hanging fruit. What we're going to show you how to do is we're going to show you how to improve yourself so you start attracting like-minded individuals that are wanting to work in the same direction you are to grow their business, because it's naturally going to grow your business as soon as we do that. So it's going to be an exciting time. So again, when you show up tomorrow, I'm going to have a list of things, and you're going to need to devote right now. You need to make a commitment to yourself. Talk to your spouse, talk to your significant other. I don't care who you need to talk to. You are going to devote a minimum of 15 minutes every single day to improving your life. Because see, here's what happens. You know, it's just like exercising. I'm sure some of you out there, like it's always a struggle. Like if you haven't been exercising in a while, it's a struggle to make yourself get out there, right? I mean, for me personally, it is anyway. If I haven't been struggling, I literally have to force myself or talk myself in to go into the gym, or, you know, getting up and going for a walk or a run or whatever it is. I have to force myself to do that. But once I get out there, right, once I start walking or once I get to the gym, all of a sudden I start to feel a little bit better. And maybe what my walk was only going to be like 10 minutes, all of a sudden now it's 30 minutes. I've lost track of time because I feel good. I felt good that I made the decision to get my butt out there, right? I feel good that I'm doing something that is going to make me a better person. You see, naturally as humans, as we grow, we not only do we grow internally, but we grow as people as soon as we start to have movement. And you need to have movement in your business, right? And you need to have movement in your mind and make it a better place. So here's the deal. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over the success formula. I will have a list of things that you absolutely need to plug into on a daily basis, 15 minutes a day. Well, in addition to that, we're going to get into, obviously, the marketing side of things. We'll get into the monetization side of things, money, right? And we'll definitely get into the momentum as well, because I want you to be able to take your business from where it's at today to whatever level that is. So when you come tomorrow, I'm going to ask you one more thing, and this is going to be the most important thing. If you didn't catch any of this video here today, I want you to catch this, okay? When you show up tomorrow, I want you to have in mind, not in mind, but 100% what you want your month to look like. What is it that you want? Now, let me be clear on something, okay? If you show up tomorrow and say, I want my month to look like $3,000, that's not enough. That's not enough. What do you truly, truly want? Where does that $3,000 coming from? Is it coming from your job? Is it coming from your business? I want some clarity on what you want your next 30 days to look like. Now, hold on, I'm not done. I want your next 30 days to look like not only in your business, but in your personal life as well. I want you to write down 5 things that you want in the month, the next 30 days in your life. Outside of your business can be number 1, in your spiritual life, with your personal life, with your health goals, whatever you would like, we need 5 of them, okay? I want 5 of them. I want them written down, and I want it to be crystal clear. I want specifics on what you want. If you want $3,333, I want you to write that down, but I want you to write down specifically where you want that to come from, okay? I need a specific number when you show up here tomorrow, a specific goal financially for you, spiritually, your finances, your business, everything, your health, your wealth, all right? All those things that we always talk about. Just 5. All I'm asking for is 5. It shouldn't even take you 15 minutes to do it, but I want you to take it seriously, okay? Take it seriously, write those down, and when you show up tomorrow, there's going to be many things that we can do to get those moved into progress. So think about this, okay? If you had a plan in place that could help you get to those things, wouldn't that help you want to write them down? Hopefully some of you are already picking up your pencil and you're starting it, right? Because it's going to be super important to the success of this entire program that you know where you want to go. I cannot make your goals for you. I cannot create a vision for you, but I can definitely point you in the right direction of being able to reach it. So with that being said, I want to tell you thank you for taking the time to take this course, right? 30 days is what you are committing here to today. Just like you committed to your spouse or whatever you're committed to in your life, I need you to absolutely commit to this. Don't take the easy way out. You know, if I had to guess, a lot of you on this call here today or this webinar, you've been in diets before and you've started a diet and it starts off great the first couple days and then you're starving to death, so you quit, right? I mean, at least that's me. I've been there, right? So I'm asking you, for the sake of your family, for the sake of whatever reason that got you here today, for the sake of your struggle, to plug in and trust the process of what we're going to be doing here, be part of it. It's not just going to be me. We're going to have some great information to share with you from other people as well. So be part of this. Come and join us every single day, and we will see you at the same exact time tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and we are going to start rocking this thing. So by the end of the 30 days, we're going to help you reach your goals. I hope that you have a great day. Thank you for plugging into lesson number 1. We will see you tomorrow. Make sure to bring all those things that I talked about, but most importantly, make sure you commit, because if you don't, the rest of it doesn't matter. Have a great day. Bye-bye.